So the first set of clinicals is kind of like you're breaking the glass. You're getting your feet wet. You're trying to get familiar, comfortable with what you're going to be doing for your career, right? So hey guys, what's up? It's Noreen. Thank you for making it to my channel. So I am finally done with my first set of clinicals. So first thing first, I want to talk about some of the things that I bought to get ready for clinicals. Was I got this Psych MP notes book. I didn't really use it in clinicals, but I feel like it does help when you're doing your assignments for class, like especially like your psychiatric evaluations, the comprehensive ones, because it kind of goes straight to like the information for the disease you're looking at. Like it has a DSM-5 bipolar disorders, and it like kind of goes through everything. Like it has like the breakdown GAD, panic disorder, things like that. So I do feel like for class, it is beneficial. I'll put the link down below from Amazon. The other thing that I got that I used during clinical was this. So it's a sheet. The sun is like really shining right now, so it's basically the DSM-5 review. So if you guys are familiar with that big blue book, this is better than carrying that big blue book around. Like it has the disorders. It just kind of gives you like a brief synopsis of each disorder. So it's very good to have with you. Like it has anxiety, trauma, stress related disorders, all these things. And pretty much I just like, this is my laptop bag and I will just put this in my laptop bag. So I took this to clinical with me. I used to take this with me, but I didn't really use it. So yeah. So clinicals are done. I'm very happy. So I'm just, it'll be like a few weeks to the next one. I still have not heard back from Walden about my preceptor being accepted, but they kept emailing me like saying, oh, this needs to be fixed or that needs to be fixed. So basically when you're submitting your application with Meditrek and you get your contract from your preceptor, you have to make sure everything is right to the T. Like the emails have to match, like the email up top needs to match the email at the bottom with the electronic signature. So I've been getting a lot of pushback from Walden with that. We had to edit the document about 2 times, so I'm assuming, and then on Friday I actually got an email saying that it's under review. That's the second time I got that email, so hopefully I'll be knowing soon if it's accepted, which I hope it will be. But okay, so clinical is done. That's the first set of clinical. So the first set of clinical is kind of like you're breaking the glass. You're getting your feet wet. You're trying to get familiar, comfortable with what you're going to be doing for your career, right? So I definitely feel comfortable speaking with patients. I think I definitely get the gist, like especially as far as like the assessment goes and things like that. So I didn't really see what my preceptor had. I never saw her computer screen, but the questions that she asked were pretty like similar. So I'm assuming kind of like with nursing, there's like a template that you kind of follow through. So I feel like in that aspect, it'll be pretty simple. I feel comfortable with that. And then as far as like understanding the diagnosis, I'm much more comfortable with the different different disorders. Like when a patient comes in with a certain symptom, I can tell, okay, this person has a mood disorder, or we can try this medication, that medication. So I definitely feel like your first set of clinical is super, super, super helpful. I'm very like happy with my experience. I feel like I definitely learned a lot. It was definitely like a great experience. So mine was in office in the clinic. My preceptor, she does telehealth Mondays and Fridays, and then she's in the office Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That's because she chooses to. But for me, I want to be remote. I want to be remote. I definitely liked it. So the thing about it is that somebody had asked me, like, they said that they feel like it'll be like another burnout career like nursing. So with Psych MP, so nursing, it's a lot of physical that we have to deal with. With Psych MP, it's a lot of mental you have to deal with. I can definitely see getting mental fatigue, becoming mentally tired, depending how your schedule is. Like if you space it out where you have breaks between your patients, I think it'll be okay. Or you can choose to put them back to back, knock it out, and then you'll be okay. Because it's a lot of talking, you have to have a relationship with your patient. You have to build rapport. It's a lot of talking, and then a lot of them be dumping problems on you. Like, and it's like, you're not going to tell them, I don't want to hear it, or I can't help you. Especially like the ones with trauma, the one with anxiety, like depression, like they dump a lot on you. And then even as a psych NP, you can also choose to do psychotherapy where you can like have them basically pay to see you a little bit extra, and they talk about that. But I would definitely say I can definitely see the mental fatigue. For me, come 3 o'clock, we started at 9, we did 9 to 5, 9 to 6. Come 3 o'clock, I was done. I was literally falling asleep trying to stay awake when it came to 3 o'clock. Like, I was so tired. Like, I was like, oh my gosh. But then, like, I would get a burst of energy, then we'd be fine. And we would typically have lunch around noon. So, I mean, that's definitely something I would say. I would say bedside nursing is more of a physical fatigue versus psych NP. I could definitely see, like, a mental fatigue. But, I mean, I don't really know if there's, like, a perfect combination. I feel like you just have to pick your poison. I think the mental fatigue is a lot better than what we deal with at bedside. And it's definitely a rewarding career. Like, you know, you'll have patients come in on multiple medications and then they'll end up coming down on many of them and then like end up on one medication and things like that. And then of course you want to refer your patients to go to therapy because you can give them all the medications in the world, but if they don't learn how to cope with their trauma or, you know, learn how to cope with their anxiety or depression, they won't get better, and that's just fact of the matter. So that's definitely something I definitely want to put out there. So my concern is like finding a job after school. So what my preceptor told me was that it depends on the market when you graduate. If the market needs psych NPs, you'll be good. You can find a job, but if they don't, it's gonna be a bit of a struggle. She said that she even had to work as a nurse until she found her psych NP job, and even then she found a part-time job, and she was like, if you have to take a part-time job, just take it, get your experience, and then just take it from there, because most people don't want to hire a new psych NP. They want to hire somebody with experience, which is like absolutely ridiculous, because yeah. So that's definitely something to be mindful of. And then she also said to like pretty much apply to whatever, because some of them don't advertise that they take new grads. So that's definitely something to be mindful of. I know the other concern is like, is it too saturated right now? Because it seems like everybody wants to be a psych NP. So it does feel like that, but I think that, what was I gonna say? I don't think there's enough providers to take care of the people with mental health. So I do think everyone who's in psych NP right now is going to be okay. I do feel like it's going to be a little competitive finding a job, but it's not the end of the world. I do think we'll be okay. And so then the other thing too is that I know a lot of people were saying like the psych NPs have came to take over, which I definitely think has something to do with the issue with people finding a job as psych NPs. Because I feel like, you know, the family nurse practitioner are realizing that, hey, I could do less work and make more money as a psych NP. So they're coming over to the field. So, I mean, it is what it is. I'm sure it's enough money to go around for everybody. But the other thing, too, is that as a psych NP, once we graduate, if worse comes to worse and you do have to become like a FNP or something like that, you can always do the postmaster's degree thing, certificate thing. So that's definitely an option. So yeah. So, but back to the clinical thing. So, the other thing I want to tell you about is that, so in clinicals, drug reps will come out to your clinical, will come to the office or whatever. And basically what they're doing, they're saying, hey, I have this medication. And they're like basically trying to sell the medication to your clinic so that you can give it to your patients. And so in my clinical, we had a lot of drug reps come by. We had a lot of drug reps come by. And when they came by, they had like these things to give away. So I ended up with a couple of them. So here's one. So it's like a brochure type of thing. And it talks about the medication and things like that. Like this one is Caplyta. That is used for bipolar 1, bipolar 2, and depression. I also have this one. Let me see. This is Loriv XR. It's basically Ativan. It's the Razapam. I also have Vraylar. This is like super, super, super popular for antidepressant. And then this one is for ADHD. This is Qelbree. So this is a non-stimulant. I don't even know where the front is. This is Calbreathe. This is a non-stimulant, so something that you will learn depending on the state that you're in. If you can work independently, then you can prescribe stimulants. Here in Texas, you can't prescribe stimulants, so you would refer them to your doctor. You can prescribe it, but the doctor has to sign off on it. But you can prescribe non-stimulants to patients without the doctor having to sign on it. So most of the times, like when the preceptor had patients come in, she would basically start them on a non-stimulant, and then if this non-stimulant didn't work, then she would send it to the doctor to have the doctor sign off and get them a stimulant. And then in her office, you have to be tested for ADHD. You can't just say I have ADHD. You have to get tested for it, and then after that, you can get your prescription and everything like that for the stimulant. But if you seem to have ADHD, you can still get a prescription for the non-stimulant. And then this is Spravato. It's an esketamine, and this is also used for depression. And the thing with this one is you have to go to a clinic that has it, and it works, but it's time consuming. So it's like a nasal spray, but you have to stay and they monitor you, watch you, make sure you're okay, everything like that. So yeah. So that I got those from the drug reps at the place. But I want to say, like, overall, I definitely think I had a great experience. I look forward to my upcoming experiences. Like, my next semester is going to be psychotherapy. I'm going to be with a counselor. I know they see a lot of kids, so that'll be interesting. And then after that, my next 2 semesters will be with the Psych MP. It's just higher levels of the psychopathology stuff that we've been doing. But if you guys have any questions, just let me know. And if I have anything else, I'm trying to make sure I said everything. I told you guys about my clinicals. For Walden, it's 160 hours, so it comes up to 2 8-hour shifts a week. But if you can knock it out sooner, I definitely would do that. For the program, it has to be, for your faculty says it has to be a minimum of 8 weeks, but you have to be done by 10 weeks. So if you can get it done sooner, I would definitely recommend that. And then also be mindful too for when you're logging your hours, because like some days will be 8 hours and a half, some days will be 9 hours. So you may go over your hours, and then you won't, and like towards the end, you'll be like, hey, I don't even have to come in. Like for me, I had it scheduled like the last 2 weeks, I had to do 3 days, but most of our days were like 8.5 hours, 9 hours. So then I was able to like scale it back on that last week. So I really like that. So I definitely say be mindful of that. Definitely stay on top of your logs. Your faculty will definitely stay on top of it. Your preceptor does your evaluations. The thing I want to talk about is, so for your clinical course, you have to take, you have to do a video. And so basically for that, okay, so when you have your paper, okay, wait. So you have to do a video assignment, right? And they don't want you to read off of the paper. You're basically doing your psych eval assignment. And so basically what I did was I used an app called the Pause app, and I would like record myself, pause with the information, and then I would go back and just edit the video and just like erase the part where I press pause. And then so I recorded it on my phone, and then I would airdrop it to my MacBook, and then on my MacBook I would go to the Walden website and upload it. And then for my class we had to use Kaltura. I don't know what it's going to be in the future, but basically when you go to your upload page, you have to embed that like in the box. I don't know how to do the screen sharing thing, but there's an option for you to embed it. Like you have to look for the app in that box where you're going to submit your assignment, and you embed it in Kaltura, and that's basically what you do. Because there's like literally nothing on they say it's on the Walden website for you to figure out how to do this assignment, but there's nothing. So I definitely wanted to help those who will be dealing with that. So yeah, that's definitely what I say. And then you make sure like it's a patient you saw in the last 3 weeks, and then you have to like coordinate. You have to let them know which patient number it is. I did also do put a copy of my template for the patient log. So if you guys want to check that out, it's definitely helpful. Just a little guidance. I'm trying to think what else is there I can tell you guys. Stay on top of your assignments. Don't fall behind. I feel like there was something else I wanted to say. I talked about the clinical assignment, the preceptor. I mean, I think that's it. I think that's it. If anything else comes to mind, I'll just make another video. So I hope you guys found this video very helpful. I'm probably gonna do a video on signing up for clinicals, because for Walden you have to do Castle Branch, and that Castle Branch thing was a hassle. So I definitely want to make a video on that experience. And then yeah, we'll just take it from there. If you guys found this video helpful, make sure you subscribe and let me know if you guys have any questions so that I can answer them. Thank you for watching.